Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and the beautiful news channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers recap for Tuesday uncovers that Steffy Forrester told John Finnegan that she wanted some time away, yet he beseeched her to remain and deal with this. Nonetheless, Steffy was managing a ton of dissatisfaction that she didn't need around her marriage. Steffy demanded she expected to go, asked Finn not to connect with her, and said she'd be in contact. After Steffy called attention to that Liam Spencer could deal with Kelly Spencer while Finn dealt with Hayes Forrester Finnegan, she added that Taylor Hayes would be around to help. Despite the fact that Steffy cherished Finn, she says she wanted some space at the present time and gave him an embrace. When Steffy was gone, Finn gazed at a blissful photograph of himself with his significant other and looked steamed. In the meantime, Trust Logan told Brooke Logan that she realized there'd be repercussions for her. However, she was for the most part stressed over Finn at this moment. Brooke clarified that Trust needed to move past this Finn obsession and figure out how to control herself. Trust said she felt something for Finn that she'd never felt, yet she realized he was untouchable. A piece of Trust contemplated whether her activities were about malice towards Steffy. However, Brooke realized it ran further than that. Despite the fact that Steffy was no holy person either, Trust wanted to take what Steffy doled out and try not to move fault. After Trust said she'd possess what she did, she promised that not at all like this would reoccur. When Trust was distant from everyone else, Steffy came bursting in the plan office and cautioned her not to talk. Steffy simply believed that Trust should tune in. However, Trust wanted to say she was heartbroken. Obviously, Steffy didn't really accept that and discussed seeing this entire different side of Trust, who was trivial and self-centered. After Steffy asked how Trust could kiss Finn, she likewise contemplated whether Trust figured Finn would really stay discreet and respond. Trust proposed that she wasn't thinking at that point, so Steffy jeered over her utilizing Brooke's reasons. After Trust attempted to demand it was a flashing mental blunder energized by champagne, she said she wasn't attempting to be a homewrecker. Steffy proclaimed that Trust could never divide her marriage and added that Trust's fellowship with Finn was over for good. Now that Expectations' guiltless cover was off, Steffy said Trust could say or do nothing to make this all right. Steffy at last cautioned desire to avoid Finn and demanded Trust ought to at no point in the future approach her significant other. Next on Wednesday's B&B episode, Taylor stressed over Steffy feeling dwarfed at Forrester manifestations and let Edge Forrester in on she was keeping close by Los Angeles. After Taylor got out of the president's office, Brooke tracked down Edge and gave him refreshes on Trust having a lot to drink the evening of the party. Edge was befuddled over everything Brooke was attempting to say to him. However, Brooke at last conceded that Trust approached Finn and kissed him. Taylor heard Brooke as she strolled back in, so she reeled over the fresh insight about Trust's activities and shocked Brooke with her revisitation of ballet. Our B&B expectations highlight Trust's error causing some amazing curves, so don't miss what the future holds as the chain responsive show proceeds. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Taylor will tear into Trust straight away, so remain tuned. The bold and the beautiful spoilers uncover that Sheila Sharp has a propensity for embedding herself in circumstances where she isn't wanted. Sheila is the sort of character who can spring up and create problems all of a sudden, so she could join the Taylor Hayes show soon. Right now, Lee Finnegan is the one in particular who understands what Taylor is really confronting. Albeit Lee is staying quiet about Taylor's cardiovascular breakdown and bleak standpoint, this mystery is bound to spill. Sooner or later, it's not difficult to envision Lee and Taylor having one more contention about what's ideal. Lee would rather not push too hard, however she's truly trusting that Taylor will adjust her perspective on telling the truth and tolerating her family's help. Be that as it may, Taylor can't stand the possibility of troubling her friends and family with such weighty information. Basically, not until she's nearer to the end. There'll come when Taylor will have no real option except to admit, yet she needs to save things typical as far as might be feasible. Perhaps Lee could take Taylor out somewhere else at Il Giardino and attempt to talk her into a full admission in any case. Lee could try and demand this as setting her in an off-kilter position since she's concealing something that influences John Finnegan's better half profoundly. Taylor and Lee could expect Shyla has the day away from work, yet she could really wind up snooping around the bend. All things considered, Shyla has done it previously, like when she heard the report about Expectation Lovin's affections for Finn. Presently, B&B could up the ante and allow Shyla to listen in on a significantly greater mystery. Imagine a scenario where Shyla finds Taylor's heart condition and discovers that she will lose her life as a result of it. Shyla could conclude that Lee is being a terrible mother for concealing something so gigantic from Finn. Maybe Shyla could run directly to Finn's office and let him know what Lee will not, mostly to demonstrate she's the better mother as far as she could tell. Obviously, it's additionally conceivable Shyla will conclude she can win over Steffy Forrester by coming clean with her. Perhaps Shyla could attempt to demonstrate she thinks often about Steffy by confessing all, regardless of whether she's for the most part attempting to dazzle Finn. Shyla could contend that Steffy has the right to understand what's happening as Taylor's caring little girl. Regardless, our expectations hint that Shyla could ruin things at last, so stay with us for refreshes on how she could respond to Taylor's stunner. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Shyla may be adequately whimsical to figure she can make up for that nurturing shortcoming for Steffy whenever Taylor's gone. Lee Finnegan is the only one who knows what Taylor is truly facing. Although Lee is keeping Taylor's heart failure and grim outlook under wraps, this secret is destined to leak. At some point, it's easy to imagine Lee and Taylor having another argument about what's best. Lee doesn't want to push too hard, but she's really hoping that Taylor will change her mind about coming clean and accepting her family's support. However, Taylor can't stand the thought of burdening her loved ones with such heavy knowledge, at least not until she's closer to the end. There'll come a time when Taylor will have no choice but to confess, but she wants to keep things normal for as long as possible. Maybe Lee could take Taylor out to lunch at Il Giardino and try to talk her into a full confession anyway. Lee might even insist this is putting her in an awkward position since she's hiding something that affects John Finnegan's wife deeply. Taylor and Lee might assume Shyla has the day off, but she could actually end up eavesdropping around the corner. After all, Shyla has done it before, like when she overheard the news about Hope Logan's feelings for Finn. Now B&B might raise the stakes and let Shyla eavesdrop on an even bigger secret. What if Shyla discovers Taylor's heart condition and learns that she's going to lose her life because of it? Shyla might decide that Lee is being a bad mom for hiding something so massive from Finn. Perhaps Shyla could run straight to Finn's office and tell him what Lee won't, partly to prove she's the better mother in her own mind. Of course, it's also possible Shyla will decide she can score points with Steffy Forrester by telling her the truth. Maybe Shyla could try to prove she cares about Steffy by coming clean, even if she's mostly just trying to impress Finn. Shyla could argue that Steffy deserves to know what's going on as Taylor's loving daughter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.